Good morning, friends. Welcome to Cherry Lane. I hope everyone is having a glorious morning as we are. It is sunny. It was cool to start with, but it's getting warmer, and I'm looking forward to a beautiful day. I have been spending a little bit of time tidying up the flowers in the garden and watering, of course, because it's been a little bit warmer the last couple days. So just trying to get everything happy. I picked a nice cucumber this morning. Oh, I don't know. It was like 8 inches long. So that was nice. And it's a English cucumber. I put them up on a trellis so they hang and it doesn't take up as much garden space, and it's doing very well. We've had consistent cucumbers. There's another one almost ready and another one coming. So can't complain. I'm excited to have fresh cucumbers. They just taste so much different than the store-bought ones. So this morning, let me think. We are continuing on with our DSP cards this week. We are using the Autumn Opulence. I just about goofed those words up. But anyway, Autumn Opulence, which is a wonderful set of paper because it comes with 2 sheets of punch outs as well. And we've used quite a few of those throughout the week. And I have another one planned for today. I had 2 different cards in mind, and I'm making one, but I will show you the layout of the second one. Both are great strip cards. Both can be made with scraps. So whatever papers you have, you can certainly recreate this card this morning. And the second one, I'll show you how to manage that as well. And again, never throw those 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch strips away. I mean, eventually you have to make a call, right? But if you get in the habit of making a few strip cards to go with whatever you're doing, that uses up the paper that would be going to the bin. So that's maybe a good idea. You could just have a little tray that you put your trimmings in, and when you're done whatever you are creating, then get to town and do a scrappy card, and then whatever's left, if you decide to throw it away, that's good too. Can't keep it all. That's what I've learned. There are places that you can donate some of your leftover things. Preschools, kindergartens, elementary schools sometimes will take things. So if it's boxed neatly and you drop it off, they love paper. It's a cheap and easy craft for kids, and yeah, it works well. So just keep that in mind. I'm speaking to the choir. All right, so this morning we will be using our DSP, and I am using the Fabulous Sayings once again. I'm just using hello today. So I'll put that there so that you see it when we flip down, and I think that that's everything. Okay, we are good to go. Good morning, Kim, and I see someone else is here. Good morning. If you say hello, I can at least acknowledge that you're here. We'll just, whoops, I think we're good. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and let's see if we can get this other crazy machine to work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. But it should be telling us we're live. Oh yes, there, that's good. Good. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It's freezing. I don't understand. I don't know why it doesn't work anymore. It used to work great. But here we go. All right. So I have chosen this punch out, and I'll show you what I did with that in a minute. And then I just took strips from all of the papers that we used this week. Now, some of them are both sides. Okay. So there's that side, this side. There's the one with the pumpkins. That is the same piece, okay? The flowers and the pumpkins are the same piece of DSP. And there's the Cajun Craze on the back. And I thought we'll use one swirl and then this one, okay? So let's get together and get this all done. First of all, yeah, actually, I'll work on this first and then put it on the card. I think that's maybe the best. And we are going to stamp our sentiments. So let's do that and see if we can't get things going here. Hi, Linda. And Elaine is here. Good morning. So there we go. We're going to stamp that hello. I love the font on this hello. I don't know. I just like it. It's actually quite a fun, like it's almost like a scratchy writing, right? And then it has some straight font at the bottom. But yeah, I like it. And this is one of the Spotlight on Nature dies. I have a little box that it's actually a little drawer, and I just throw any extras in here in white or very vanilla. I see there's a piece that is not, but you know, that happens. And it just is handy because then you can just grab something quick and it works really well. All right, so let's maybe arrange our pieces here. I think we'll do maybe this one on the end. And I'm going to just tip them a little cattywampus. So this card base piece is actually the mat, okay? And it is 4 by 5 1/4. And these are 3 3/4 by 1. All right, so we are just going to lay these down. I'll show you kind of what we're doing and then we'll do it. And then we want a brown one in the middle. And the texture is just kind of fun. Like you can use every other if you want. I'm just going to throw the one in. And I just like the way it looked. It kind of picked up the leaves on the flowers. There. So I think I'll do that. Oh, or was I going to flip it? Maybe I was. Maybe I was going to flip it. Okay. So let's do that. I'm just going to slide them off so I remember the order. The directional part isn't an issue. It's just remembering where I was going to put them. All right. So there we go. Let's pick this one up. And again, this is a super fast, easy card, but that's why I say, like, if you're creating already and you've created a bunch of strips, to make a few bases to be used another day is just a really efficient use of your time. So I would suggest doing that. Because otherwise, you know what happens? They get stuck in a bin or an envelope or somewhere, and then you forget you have them, and then you don't use them, and then 3 months down the road, when it's the wrong season, you find it. Does this sound like a cycle you live in? It's a cycle I live in. I hate to admit, but I had one corner in my craft room that required some attention, but I kept kind of putting it off. And do you know what I found there? Christmas from last year. And I purposely didn't disturb it because I wanted to finish up a couple of things that were there, but I also wanted to have it kind of all together. And so anyway, you know, it just wasn't really the best to leave it there that long. I just get too many things on the go. And then I was laying in bed this morning and I thought, why am I laying here? I have so many things that I should be doing. And one of them was walk the dog, but anyway, got up and did that, so that was good. Okay, so here we go. These strips are just about down. And you can overlap as much or as little as you want. You could probably even squeeze in one more if you wanted to. I'm going to kind of bring that one over. I think this angle maybe was wrong on that one, but it really doesn't, like, there's no set way to do it, okay? And you could also put it this way, except this is a directional piece, but it would definitely work. Alrighty. I realized I just held that up and did it, and it wasn't even on screen. But I put Tombow liquid glue on the back of there. Okay, so then this piece here, I wanted to show you what I did. I'll do it with the second one just so that you can see. And then I really wanted to use this pumpkin to kind of go on there. But do you remember how I've mentioned a few times this week that the white on this is really big? So I had trimmed it. Where's a smaller example here? find the gourds maybe. Let's do that. Okay, so what I did was I came in and I trimmed fairly close. And you could just use it like that. But because I used the lighter, very vanilla matte, it didn't really accentuate it very much. So then I thought, what am I going to do? So I just pulled a little piece, scrap piece of cardstock and laid it on there and then trimmed, I glued it and then I trimmed around again at about the same width. So it's not giving me a really big border, but it's, I can show you. I'm going to do this one on, maybe. Do I have a piece? Come on, Trace. You must have something within your reach. There we go. Way over there. Okay. So I'm going to put this one just on a little piece of, you can use two-tone or you can use regular cardstock. It really doesn't matter. So I'll just show you. I did this one on pecan pie because that's the color that was in the card already on this strip. So I just thought it would look nice. But this one has a lot of that early espresso, and I think it's going to set it off quite nicely. So this is just another way to give an accent to a cutout or a punch out, okay? If you're finding that white just isn't doing it for you, we talked about the other possibility that you can just bring in a pool party blend and color out that white. That also works. Because I find sometimes the white is just, for my liking, it's just a little too stark. So this just helps to soften that a bit. And I should have done the pumpkin on the live, but I didn't. So, and see, like we could interchange it. That would be fine with the black or the early espresso. But we're going to use this one. And then this is going up here on the top. And I couldn't decide if I wanted ribbon on this. So I'm thinking maybe twine. I think maybe we'll just do a little twine in behind. And, or we could do a bow. Let's maybe do a bow. Try that first. So it's usually about 8 or 9 inches is what I do. Doubled and pinch and tuck. And then it's just about getting your tails the length that you want, which that looks pretty good. Okay, I think that's what we will do. And make sure my loops are about the same. They look a little bit bigger on this side there. And I do find if you pull one tail just a little bit, I like it when one is just a tiny bit smaller. All right, so there we go. Now, glue dot, where have you gone? You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to put a dab of glue and a block, and within seconds, that will be set up and it will be just fine. So there we go. Oh, except this is the right side. And set a block on top of that. Just weight it down for a minute. We'll put some dimensionals on this one. And I was watching YouTube this morning and I was so excited because the lady picked up her dimensionals and she had lines. They were much neater than mine, but she did have lines on it. And I thought, oh, good. I know that I've seen it done. I think it was Barry and Jay from the UK that I saw. But it just made me happy to see that somebody else does that too. It really does help, especially, I don't know, my aging eyes. I have trouble with white, and oddly, in my bathroom, I bought this tower to just hold towels and things. And, you know, would it be kind of fun? I think it might be. Just looking for here it is. Tear tape. Let's try something in here too. Just a little added. You know how pumpkins, they kind of have their vines have those spiralies, just like cucumbers do. And it's so that they can hang on to something. So let's, just for fun, put just a little bit of random kind of twine in here. One come this way, one come over here. I don't know. We may or may not like this, so we'll see. Just adds a little bit of something. Yeah, so it just kind of curls under there. We can see where we want that one to go. There. Okay. I bet this is okay now. So let's pull that up and we'll put a dimensional on the back of that. Or 3. Hi, Bonnie. Good morning. Good morning, Lois. So I don't know how many years ago it was. Probably. Like, I was a fairly new Stampin' Up! Demo. And I was following Kylie and Bruno Bertucci out of Australia. And Bruno actually was an architect. And so he has some really amazing cards. But I've taken a class with them, or when they were one of the presenters, and his cards, honestly, are the hardest cards I've ever made in my life. So not necessarily for everyone. But he made a card one time with Scrappy Strips. And it was amazing because, just like this card, it uses all the bits up. And I just thought, I'm going to remember that card. Because he made a ton to show us. All kinds of different color combinations. And I'm just trimming another piece for the inside down to 4 by 5 1/4. There we go. And maybe we'll put the gourd on the inside. I think it's okay that it's got the brown. That's all right. And we'll add a little bit of speckling, I think, too, so it's not quite so stark. Me and my stark. That's my word of the day. Oh, what was my Kanako word? It was a crazy word. Oh, it was omega. And I try usually my first word to use lots of vowels in my word so that it, you know, you can start to figure out what your word is. Well, it had an E and an A, and then I think in my third word, I figured out it had an O. And do you think, it was just totally, I couldn't see omega for some reason. I tried every weird and wondrous combination, and I knew where the E and A didn't go, so then that didn't really help. I always find it's harder if you know where the letters don't go. Okay, I'm just looking for my disappearing dimensionals. Oh, they're right here by my elbow. There we go. Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't put dimensionals on the inside, but I only popped up one layer, so it'll be okay. It'll still go. Makes it more fun. And, you know, just for some crazy, we could put a little twine in there too, because I'm into twine today. How about you? What bundles or stamp sets are you using? I am curious to know what everybody is playing with. It's always helpful for me to kind of know, or if there's something that you'd like to see, if I have it, I could work with it. This weekend, I have my workshop, and it is the framed violets and the beautiful what's the paper called? Violet Dreams. And where did those go? Like, seriously, I have like a 3x2 space here, and I can lose things faster than, as my grandmother would say, Chase has pills. I don't understand the phrase, but she always used to say that. Here we go. So it is an easy way if you're adding twine on the back of something or ribbon. If you put a piece of tear tape down, it just helps you. It just keeps things organized so that when you flip it over, you don't lose where it was going. Oh, I guess I kind of want it coming out of the top. There we go. It just makes it a little different. Don't usually add textury stuff on the inside, but that's kind of fun. All right, and there we go. So with hello, I think, again, I don't usually put sentiments to start with unless I have a specific card or person in mind. I tend to leave mine blank, and that way when I come back to it, I can make it whatever I want, because hello is pretty generic, so you can do a lot there. All right, and you know, it's funny, doing DSP cards all week, I'm really missing stamping. So next week we're stamping. All right, now is this just a little too crazy up here? Maybe I'll tuck that down there. There we go. And let's use some more of, I'm determined to use these pressed flower motif gems. So let's get a few of them down here. Oops. Come on. Okay, apparently my gems took an awkward pill this morning. There we go. And there. Alrighty. So there is our card for today. Now I want to show you this other one, just so that you can see kind of how it will go. If you are putting it straight onto your card base, okay, and then you can make your strips are going to be, here we are. They're going to be 1 1/4 by 4. Okay, so if you were just to put that straight on there, you'd have 1/8 of an inch. All right. And you can use mix up of DSP or what. I didn't have any DSP strips cut at 1 1/4. So I just decided for this project that we would just go with some of the ones that I had already trimmed up. For now, the important thing, okay, let me talk about this too, because this is important. So you have your strips, okay, and do you see how they all line up like this? When you're putting it in your trimmer, I'll bring one in and show you. Okay, you always want to make sure that your cardstock is in the same orientation on your trimmer and then cut corner to corner. All right, now I typically start in the middle, go up one way and then come back so that you don't munch up your corner tips. But it's really important that all the pieces, so you just decide if you like to go this way, that's fine. It doesn't make any difference, but they have to be the same. Otherwise the card doesn't work. So then what you're gonna do is you have an angle one and then you have a straight one. Okay, and then you have an angle one. And then you have a straight one. And then you have another angle one. And a straight one. And if your gap isn't too big, it does work, because I made sure before I came on. Okay, so you do just have to adjust your gaps, but it does work to have 1, 2, 3, 4 at 1.25 inches by 4 for the full card base. Now, if you want to have a mat, then you're going to go to 3 3/4. Okay, and then it still works. So there you go. That is Bruno's right there. And you can do it with a mix of designer paper and straight. It's all great, but it's just a really fun background that you can just then take, you know, any die cut, any, let's see, I'm just going to pull one out here. You know, not necessarily this one because the color isn't quite right, but yeah, so you can put something in a sentiment and away you go, and that's just a fun, easy strip card, okay? So there's just another idea. And I kind of had mine all ready to go and then remembered this one, so I thought, oh, I'll show it to you too. All right, so our cards for this week. Let's have a look. So as you know, I have been doing Monday to Thursday. That gives me Friday to get my brain in order for the weekend. And on Monday, we did 2 cards because we did a sort of a more feminine look and then a more masculine, kind of darker look. The paper it would be fine. I mean, there's flowers, but that's not terrible. This one is a different type of strip card. So this is more like the ribbon style. So it would be like it's going this way and then flipped over and coming back and then flipped over and coming back. Okay. And you could just use 2 papers if you chose to. And then this one is having bigger pieces, and we tore some to give some interest. And then this one, am I getting them all in? Yep. This one is, double that, open that up. We're still in? Yes, we are, look. And so those were our cards for this week. And it is really beautiful, beautiful paper. It is an online exclusive paper. Okay, so it's not in the new catalog. There are several coming out in the new catalog. There are 2 that are sort of more fall theme, and then the rest are Christmas theme. And I am having a paper share, and wouldn't you know it, I did not bring my notes. Anyways, watch my page here. I'm putting together a poster that will have all the pricing. There are 11 new DSPs. I was tempted to toss this one in just to make it an even 12, but it is not in the catalog. So I stuck with the catalog papers, and I'm only using Christmas and autumn paper. So there are 11 different ones, and you would receive half a pack. Oh, you know what? I remember. It's $92. So you get all of the papers. And then if there's something you love, you can, you know, order from there. But this way, for the $92 porch pickup, you can have it all. And it gives you a good sampling. A lot of people, that's all the paper they would need. So if you do porch pickup, you receive it in 12 by 12. 2, I think 2, maybe 3 have punch outs included. So that way I was able to, by doing half a package, I'm able to give you a full sheet of the punch outs because they don't evenly divide. And that somebody's gonna, I can't do things where I think it's unfair. So anyway, that's how I'm doing it. There is also 2 of the papers that you can purchase sticker sheets for. So the add-on sticker sheets is $12. Okay. So $92 for the paper, $12 for the sticker sheets. And I can show some of this stuff coming up. I'm waiting on some of the papers yet, but we'll have a sneak peek of that. The catalog comes out September 4th, I believe. And I am saying, give me your hold my spot and then have a look at everything on the 4th when the catalog comes open. It might be the 2nd actually, but anyway. And then or September 5th is when I am closing my orders. Okay, so for my paper share, there is also an ephemera share that has 3 packages of ephemera, and I can't remember the price. I'm not going to say, but there's 3 packages, and again, you get half of each. Okay, porch pickup is just what the price is, so you're saving on shipping and tax if you order through me, and yeah, that's pretty good savings. It's 22%. So there you go. And I will have a poster for both of those shares up and on my page, and you'll be able to see all the details. Okay. So happy stamping, everyone. I hope you have fun and look through your papers. Maybe you have some wonderful DSP that you have left over that you'd like to use up and make some pretty, pretty cards with. Cheers from Cherry Lane.